Hello everyone and welcome to another video on a guide on another great project. Here we have Bitgreen Core's how to set up a master node. Today we're going to be setting up on the newly swapped chain. As of today, December 2nd of 2019, Bitgreen has completed their chain swap, so they have changed into a new process. The blocks are counting up again, and rewards will start again at block 7500. So check the link in the description below for a guide on client swapping your wallet, and stay tuned for an upcoming guide right here in this channel on how to do just that. This guide is for those who are starting off with their first masternode. It assumes that you have access to balance of Bitgreen in your recently updated 1.4.0.2 wallet. Check the version when you have your wallet here and about, and it should tell you which version you should be. So you will need to do this to first having completed the chain migration process, which is a dumping of your old wallet into this new format and then installing this new wallet and then bringing them in. If you've already done that, then this is the right video for you. If not, we have a guide below for you to start. You can get in touch with our support platform and our support team in our Discord or Telegram. So aside from that, you are going to need access to a vulture.com server, which is what we have here. And you're gonna need a notepad for taking some notes. There's gonna be some note taking. You're gonna need your Bitg client. This is mine. And you're gonna need to be able to connect into SSH for the server. So PUTTY Putty is a very good piece of software. It's free. You can download it, and we'll be using it to connect to our backend. And aside from that, we'll be needing our very handy Medium guide for the migration. This is the guide that we're going to be following, and there's a link on the description to that just below. So let's get started. We're going to go to our Bitgreen wallet, and we're going to create two receiving addresses. These are going to have to be taken note and pasted into our notepad. So this is specifically because this is not my first node. I'm going to label it owner 2 and masternode 2, specifically in my case, but you go ahead and name them mn1 and owner 1. So this is what we're going to be creating. Owner 2 and creating receiving address. That's going to save it down there, and we're going to create another that is called masternode 2. And again, in your case, you're going to be typing out masternode 1. This is just in my very specific case. I'm going to be creating this wallet right here. So this is step 2 in our guide, but the first step in our guide is to have our notepad. And in our notepad, we need to type down this format, which is the protex register prepare command. The protex register prepare command is going to have a couple of variables in it, and that I have written down here that we're going to be gathering and pasting over here for easy upkeep and to be able to put in all of the information in the right variables in our protex register prepare format. So here we're going to go and we're going to copy our owner address just right here. We're going to go to our notepad to owner address. We're going to take our masternode address as well. Copy it into masternode address. And now we're going to start doing some inputting here. Step 3 in our guide is going to tell us that we need to now replace the owner address with these two places, one right here and one right here. So it's starting to look and come together as a transaction that is supposed to do. That's our first replacement. Now we're going to go and into our Bitgreen console, here tools and console. This is going to pop up this little thing over here. In our console, we're going to be setting our transaction fee. Okay, if your wallet has been encrypted, you're going to need to input wallet passphrase, then your passphrase here, and then 600. Sorry, that should all be one passphrase. And then 600 for 10 minutes worth of time of working on the on there. Or if you want to open it indefinitely, just type 0. But for now, we don't need to do this. We're just going to be copying the command from our guide, set transaction fee, and we're going to be pasting it here. Set transaction fee 0.0002, and this is going to set the default fee on transactions. And we have a successful true return on our console. So now we're going to create and send a transaction of exactly 2500 BitG to your Masternode WAN address. We're going to go ahead, copy it from here. This is our Masternode address. I'm going to pay it to, and remember, every new Masternode needs a new owner and a new Masternode address. They work in pairs. So this is going to be a payment that we're saying to Masternode 2, and the amount, see, it picks it up right away. 2500 BitG, not subtract free from amount. Here we have the recommendation, and we're going to make a send a transaction. Everything looks like go in order. Always double check everything, every detail. So yeah, let's check in our nodes, and that is our Masternode address. So we're gonna hit send, and it allows me, after 3 seconds, I go ahead and I hit send. Okay, now we're going to go back into our console, and we're going to be inputting and requesting a command so that we get an address. This is step 7 in our guide, and we can copy it from here, and this will generate us get new address, payout, and P2SH-SegWit. So we're gonna hit enter, and it's gonna produce an address for me. I'm gonna take that. Now this is the payout address. So for the payout address, I've already used one before for my other Masternode, but in this case, we're just gonna set it up with this one. So here, this is my payout address. This you can reuse. Payout addresses you can reuse. Masternodes and owner addresses need to be created in pairs for them to be registered correctly without error. So now that we have our payout address, we're gonna go here into our notepad document, and this is our payout. So payout is gonna come in and be replaced twice. First, inside of the parentheses, we paste it there. The second time, outside of the parentheses, and we paste it there. So now we have these two parameters, owners and payout. Now we're going to go ahead and to this address, to this payout address, we're going to copy it. I'm going to put this gentleman right back in this corner, and we're going to go to send. This is where we send some collateral to our payout address. So over here, we're going to be sending from 1 to 10 coins. In this case, I'm sending 10 BitGs, and these should be enough for the payouts to be taken right from this account where I'm sending it. So here again, we use a recommended rate, and we go ahead and we check out everything. We have the correct information from our notepad. Yep, and we're gonna hit send. 3 seconds later, it allows me to click yes. Everything looks in order, and we send yes. Remember, don't trust, just verify. And now we have 2 transactions that are pending over here. They come up as payment to yourself. So now we're going to go into step 10 in our guide. We're going to go into our transactions and locate the 2500 Bitgreen transaction that we sent. It's this one. In transaction ID, this is going to give us another value for our registration notepad notes, and this is the hash index. So right here, we paste it in our notes as the hash. Now we're going to go back into our console. Remember, this is another tab that we had open, and we're going to type in Masternode outputs. And here we have our index, which is going to be 0, right next to the different masternodes that we have. So to my corresponding hash, this is this one, ECCA, the index is going to be 0. So I copy that, and I come back here, and my hash and my index are going to be 0. So we can actually take this and copy it into our equation, replacing both of these two. And now we're only missing IP port, we're missing public, and we're almost there. So here is where we're gonna have to start looking at the details of setting up a Vultr server. For this, we have a different guide that we're gonna be following, which is our Bitgreen setup and Masternode guide. We're gonna also have this link in the description. This is the Bitgreen VPS setup and Masternode guide. This will teach you how to set up a Vultr server. We've already created our accounts and we have already advanced somewhat through that process. So we're just gonna be following its steps right on our screen. So we've now created our Vultr account. We are going to deploy a Linux Ubuntu 18.04 server. So we just come here and we select, so I'm nearby to one of these guys over here, so let's say Miami, and I'm going to select Ubuntu 18.04 version. Now we're going to select the $5 a month package that they have, 25 gigs and 1 CPU, 1000 megabytes of memory. This can easily support from 3 to 5 masternodes, and there's a smaller one that can work, but this will make sure that like we're not running out of server space. In additional features, we leave everything open like so, and just come here and enter server hostname, and this is going to be Masternode guy Bitg, because we're doing this live. There's going to be some credentials that I'm not going to be reusing. So, and we can just go ahead and deploy. And it's going to be right here. You can see that the status is installing for our Masternode guide. So now we are in the process of waiting for the installation and the deployment on the server, and it's a matter of minutes. So we just need to go back and just give it a minute or two. And in the meantime that this is connecting, we're going to go back into PuTTY. And in PuTTY, we're just waiting to be given this. And we have it now, which is our IP address for our server. And we're going to be connecting in once the installation is done. We're just waiting for the installation right here. For PuTTY, you just need to type in the IP address, and this is going to give us a console window. So it says that it's running already. Let's see if we can go ahead and open it and connect. And PuTTY's going to give us a console window just like this one. Seems like, yeah. It's giving me a prompt. It's giving me the fingerprint and everything. If you want to try connecting, just okay. And it's telling me to log in. So when I'm logging in, I go back here into the server information, and here I have Masternode guide Bitg. This is the process that we're doing right now. This is a server that we just deployed. So it says our username is root, which we'll type out, and it's giving us our password over here. You can reveal it and save it to your records, and I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it from here. So now that we've set up the login user, in order to paste into PuTTY, we just come here and we hit right click and enter. And we already have access. This is telling us that we are connected to our server, and we can start using the commands from our guide, which is back here. So you see, it didn't actually take that long. I've cut it a bit, but it really didn't take that much difference in time. And so we're back over here at step 13 in our original Masternode setup guide. We've taken a little deviation on how to set up the server, but that was pretty much it. It was a couple of clicks, creating your account, and copying and pasting a couple of details. So now we're gonna run the installer made by our programmer in XCZZ. And we're going to be pasting this command right here, and to the blank Ubuntu server. So I'm just gonna right click for pasting and hit enter, and it's gonna start doing its thing. So the installer is just gonna keep on running. We'll just wait for it to finish. We actually now know what our IP is, so we're gonna copy it from here. Copy IP address and paste. And the port is gonna be tied up. It's gonna be tied up to which number masternode is. In this case, because it's the first one that I'm setting up here, it would be 9001. So, but we'll validate this point along with the guide on our Ubuntu server. We're just waiting for the installs to continue. Okay, and the installation has finished. In order to set up the first node, we get it in a couple of forms. It's actually being presented to us right here, but we also have it as a step number 14 in our guide. We're just gonna right click into it, so it pastes, and it's creating our first configuration file and everything that is needed for our first node to get its details. If you see our IP is being shown here, it's the same one that's being shown up here. And we have a result for this. Now, in service, this IP, this information that we get over here, this we're gonna corroborate, and as you see, it's exactly what we had. So yeah, we get the IP, and of course you need to confirm it from the server, and your parameters are gonna be shared over here. This is your secret. Don't ever share your secret with anyone. And this is your public, which is now being asked. So, and now we have the public key, which you're gonna copy and paste over here. And we're gonna replace public into this little variable that we had here. If you see, we've completed all of them except for public and IP port, which we needed for the Pro2X registration paper. And we're gonna go ahead and paste it. Make sure that we only need to paste it into it. See, it has all of the correct spaces, no extra commas or anything. So now we're gonna go into IP port, and we're gonna take the one that we had here, and we're gonna paste it right in. And that gives us our complete pro transaction register preparation string. We're gonna copy all of this, and now, boy oh boy, we're gonna go into the debug window. The debug window, we're just gonna paste this command and submit it. This has created the following return, which is the transaction, the collateral, and the signed message. These are gonna be details that we need right away. So now with this information, we go back to the console, and we're going to be doing the step 2 in the second part, which of the pro transaction, which is now we're going to use the command sign message, and we're going to use our collateral address, which is we're taking right from here, just pasting it. We're going to do sign message key, and sign message key is right above. It's this little thing that we had right above. So this is signed message key, right? This is all we have. And we're gonna go ahead, make sure that everything is correct. This was signed message, the collateral address, and then the signed message key, which is everything that was in parentheses right here. We're gonna go ahead and click in. So now we have the Pro2X transaction. So for our next step, we're going to submit the Pro2X transaction with the result that we just got from the signed message. The result was this little string that we have here, and we're gonna go ahead and copy all of it all the way up to the equal sign at the end. We're gonna replace for the whole thing over here, signed message result, replaced. And TX transaction is this long hash that we had in the first part of the returns. We're going to copy this, and all of these all of these start transactions code little placeholder is going away. If you see, we have all of our spaces set up correctly. gonna go ahead and submit this transaction. And if you see, now we can go back into the client and a new transaction has just been created. And this would just happen 2:36 a.m. I have a clock right here, 2:36 a.m. We open this and success. This is the confirmation. After one confirmation in the blockchain, we will have the masternode already be set up and recognized. So in order here, waiting for my masternodes to be reflected, and they should show up over here with the IP that you had registered for them. And now your masternode is configured and your payouts will begin shortly. We're just waiting for the block to confirm it, for it to show. You can set up more nodes in the same server space by just running the command, the appropriate command. In our guide, you can read more about it. For more information on the documentation and how to operate on the Docker and commands on your VPS, check the link to GitLab that we have in the description below. This will tell you how to start and stop and restart nodes, how to set up new ones if you want to add another one, or if you need to uninstall any of them. If you have any questions, please leave them in our comment section below, or you can find us in our Discord or our Bitgreen Telegram. Support is always going to be there available for you for any question. Do not accept messages from people that DM you first, and always ask for help in the public channels. That has been it for me and for this guide on how to set up your Bitgreen core masternode. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you next time.